Hello everyone, welcome to City Talk. I'm Thermice Bevelle. Councilwoman Joyce Shepherd authored legislation concerning art on private property. The city has a say in the type of artwork on display.
Our artists out there are very concerned about this legislation. So we're going to slow this down a little bit to make sure that our artists clearly understand what this legislation is about.
The City of Atlanta already has a public art approval process. Councilwoman Shepherd says this new proposed ordinance is an update to an existing law.
The old legislation doesn't even have any process, and you would just be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to figure out who's on first, who's on second, who's on third.
If your art is on private property, you'll need to get permission from city offices before displaying the artwork. Shepherd says this isn't meant to curb artistic expression, but to address community concerns.
In a couple cases, we've had it that we actually didn't have the correct owner of the property. And so artwork was put up on a property was actually not owned by the person that we assumed was the owner of that property. This new process says to the artist that you will actually have to have an affidavit saying that I actually talked to the owner of the property. This is their affidavit that they actually own that property. I've also given them a copy of what it's going to look like if they give me permission to put up this artwork. And I have it notarized. And now here it is. I'm submitting that as a part of my application process.
The Community Development Committee, the Zoning Committee, and the Zoning Review Board will all look at this proposed measure before it heads to full council for a vote.
Those processes, as a matter of fact, are part of the new legislation. It will actually cut out a lot of those processes. That's the other issue, is that right now, in terms of a process of an artist, is if they come down, it's got to go from Department A to B to C, then it's got to come back over here, it's got to come back over there. It could take forever. This new process, we're taking it literally out of the zoning department and putting it up on the Community Development Human Resource. So that's the only committee it would go through. So it wouldn't have to go through zoning at all, which is the old legislation. Through that process, the other thing will happen in terms of that process, it will also go out to the neighborhood planning units. Why is that important? That's important because what we don't want to have, which has happened in the past, is the artwork is going out in a neighborhood that very much cares about what happens in their neighborhood. And they will say to you, we didn't have any input as to what was put out in our neighborhood.
The Zoning Review Board will have a public hearing on the proposal here at City Hall on May 8th at 6 p.m. in the council chamber. Councilmember Keisha Bottoms hosted her annual town hall meeting where she and top city personnel discussed public safety, code enforcement, sanitation, and other constituent services. The town hall was an opportunity to bring city departments to the community to share information about important city issues.
We had over probably 250 people here tonight, a very big turnout. We let each department present with a brief presentation and then gave everyone an opportunity to break out and to go downstairs and have their issues individually addressed by the departments. And so the response has been great.
Bottom says this meeting informed residents about matters that impact our everyday lives. The Edgewood Avenue Bridge is open again for street traffic and for pedestrians traversing the Atlanta Beltline. The new bridge cost roughly $4.5 million. The former 100-year bridge was closed a year ago due to structural concerns. The new bridge will connect the street to the Beltline below with ramps and stairs. That work is expected to be completed by summer. Councilmember Nadalyn Archibong joined the Boulevard Tunnel Initiative for a cleanup. The community cleaned the District 5 tunnel to make it safer for pedestrians to walk between Cabbagetown and the Old Fourth Ward. Last year, the Department of Public Works replaced broken guardrails and installed brighter security lights. Future plans include fixing road damage and having Public Works maintain the tunnel through monthly weed control. The group is working on a security camera along DeKalb Avenue at the top of the stairwells. The camera will be linked to the police department for 24-hour surveillance. The German Marshall Fund of the United States selected Councilmember Kwanzaa Hall as a fellow to launch its new initiative this summer in Spain. Participants will explore urban transformation and global engagement for cities to create a transatlantic network of leaders who advance change in their respective cities. Hall says the opportunity to collaborate and join forces with his peers from urban areas on both sides of the Atlantic is invaluable. Georgia Works is a program to put unemployed men back to work by having homeless men clean their community. Then after a year in the program, help them find a permanent job and a place to live. The group was out in the Old Fourth Ward cleaning up the area.
This is a really, really good initiative. It means a lot to our city to begin to help some of our most vulnerable individuals in our city to get back to work and to be productive citizens in our society.
Adolphus Chandler says this life-changing opportunity was just what he needed.
The program has gave me a lot of hope as far as getting a permanent job, having a place to stay when I get out of here, getting my a lot of personal issues straightened out. The program affords you that, and it also affords you a chance to work on the inner you as well as the outer you. And all those things have been a godsend for me.
The idea is to have businesses pay these guys to come out and clean. Georgia Works has partnered with landscapers and recyclers to get steady work for program participants. Council President Cesar Mitchell was on Morehouse's Black Male Summit panel, where the group discussed the priorities of President Obama's My Brother's Keeper initiative to improve the odds of success at school for young black males. The two-day summit, which explored strategies to increase high school graduation and college completion rates, included some of the nation's top leaders on education, economic concerns, and psychological issues impacting African American males.
If we don't start somewhere, focusing on the future of our young people, we are really setting a very bad scenario for what our community will look like in the days ahead. So children and young people's educational success and attainment now really is going to be directly related to the greater and collective success of this community in the years to come.
The conference was hosted by the White House Initiative on Educational Excellence for African Americans and the Morehouse Research Institute. President Mitchell sponsored another college prep series to help students prepare for college entrance exams. Students got a chance to take the PSAT and the Princeton Review Assessment, or PRA. The PRA gauges whether a student is better suited to take the SAT or the ACT. Dr. Maria Karstafen, who was the sole finalist for Atlanta Public Schools' superintendent position, was on hand to meet students and parents.
We really are thankful and grateful for the partnership with the Atlanta Public School System. It's been a wonderful day. We've had over 150 students come and take the PSAT and the PRA that Princeton Review offers. We're so grateful for the partnership with Princeton Review as well, because they really help us provide this event for free at no charge to students and to parents.
Thousands of students have participated in the College Prep Series since it started in 2006. More than 60 National Service volunteers joined the East Atlanta Kids Club for a day of national service. Councilmember Natalie Archibong was among the volunteers who collaborated on a garden service project.
And to have these volunteers come in and support the work of community volunteers and have folks from outside also help us with our vision of making Brownwood Park a destination not only for the kids but for the entire community.
The East Atlanta Kids Club has benefited greatly from the service projects over the past several years in the areas of volunteer management, fundraising, marketing, community outreach, and technology. Councilwoman Archibong and the Department of Parks and Rec hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony to unveil new artwork at Selena Butler Park. The sculpture, Wisdom and Dignity, by artist Harold Rittenberry, was named in honor of Butler, a community activist and educator.
And today we pretty much are coming to a culmination of what's been probably a 5 or 6 year odyssey with Selena Butler Park. This park unfortunately was severely damaged during the tornado, and we've slowly been rebuilding it. And today we are putting the icing on the cake and dedicating the artwork.
The history here is so rich, and I really am encouraged by not only the work of the department but also the neighbors, and we have representatives from the community here who made it a priority for the city to reinvest in this park.
Butler founded the National Congress of Colored Parents and Teachers Association in 1926. That organization merged with the National PTA in 1970. The 3.5-acre park is in the Alden Avenue district. Cultural Affairs Director Camille Love talks about the Atlanta Jazz Festival. And Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport is still #1. Stay with us.
ATL 26, forward together.
The Park Tavern in Piedmont Park was the site of the 2014 Atlanta Jazz Festival preview party. Music lovers turned out to learn which great jazz artists will perform live at this year's festival, which is in its 37th year. Camille Love, Director of Cultural Affairs, is excited not only because of this year's great jazz lineup, but also
it's the 40th anniversary for our office. You know, it is a celebration of the vision that Maynard Jackson had, that Atlanta should be a cultural mecca in the South, and we're just doing our best to keep that vision alive.
Cultural Affairs Director Camille Love is with us today. Thank you so much for being here.
And as usual, thank you for having me.
Cultural Affairs is celebrating 40 years. Are you doing anything special for the anniversary?
Yes, we are. As part of the Atlanta Jazz Festival, we're having a concert in Oakland Cemetery near Maynard Jackson's grave, and we're calling it a concert for Maynard. And it's one way for us to celebrate that Maynard started the Office of Cultural Affairs, and it's another way to have a great event of jazz in the park. You know, Oakland Cemetery is a park.
The Atlanta Jazz Festival, 37 years and still going strong. That Memorial Day weekend has something special for everybody. Can you tell us a little bit about the music that'll be in Piedmont Park that weekend?
Yes, this year we're going to have 3 stages. We have so much great local talent here that we've added a local stage. We'll have the international stage, and then we'll have the main stage with the likes of Christian Scott, Russell Gunn, Roberta Gambarini, Ahmed Jamal, Freddie Cole. It's just going to be a great 3 days in Piedmont Park. But there's something new. We will open on Friday and we'll conclude on Sunday night, which is different from in previous years. Usually we're there on Memorial Day. But this year we won't be there Memorial Day. And there's a real reason why we've chosen not to do it. There's another change in the festival, and that means that there'll be no grilling. Since we had the Boston bombing, there's been a real concern about the gas canisters that people bring to the park to grill on because there's so few charcoal grills there, that we've decided that for public safety, we're not going to allow any grilling. So in order for us to, you know, do that and keep the people who want to grill in the park happy, we've moved the festival to Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, so that on Monday, Memorial Day, the park will be open for all those families who want to come out and grill.
The 31 Days of Jazz is a concert series throughout the entire month of May all around the city. Can you give us a few highlights about that?
Yeah, well, 31 days is a long time to activate, but we've got some great partners. MARTA has jazz on Mondays at a MARTA station. We have 7 neighborhood jazz festivals this year. We want to thank the Atlanta City Council and the members there for bringing jazz into their communities. And then there's all the usual suspects like the Friday night jazz at the High, jazz at the Fernbank, jazz at clubs like Churchill Grounds. There's just jazz everywhere. But if you go to our website, atlantafestivals.com, you can get all the information about the 31 Days of Jazz.
The Atlanta Jazz Festival is recognized for its green efforts. Year after year, how do you produce an amazing concert and protect the environment at the same time?
Well, you know, the Atlanta Jazz Festival has the most amazing group of patrons. They come with the intent to be green. And so we have recycling efforts at the festival. So we've got places where you can recycle your glass and where you can recycle your paper, and we encourage that during the festival.
You mentioned no grilling. Are there any other park rules we should know before heading out to the park?
Well, no dogs or no pets, because we've even had people come in with those enormous snakes. But no dogs, which is something that is really important for the patrons and also for the dogs. You know, people think, well, my dog, he's a nice dog, he likes people, but you never know. And when you've got a lot of dogs in a very tight situation with a lot of people, you never know how they're going to react. So the big thing is no dogs, no staking of tents, again, no grilling. But those are just the rules. The fun is that we have 2 kid zones that are going to be a lot of fun. Cartoon Network is bringing their Move It Movement tour, and that'll be the kid zone that'll be for bigger children. And then we have a kids art zone for the smaller children that'll be over near the children's playground that we're going to activate with Jazz at Lincoln Center. There's going to be a Wee Bop concert for little people on both Saturday and Sunday at the park, early, like around noon, where you can bring out your children and they can actually touch and feel instruments and learn what the instruments do. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a collaboration, again, with Jazz at Lincoln Center.
Okay. What are some of the things we can find on your website about this year's Atlanta Jazz Festival?
Well, we just launched a new website. We're really excited about the look and the feel of the festival. But you can find out all the information. You can find out about all the events. You can get the lineup day by day. You can get the information about the special events, because we also have a late night concert at the W Hotel, which is like our official hotel. We've changed from the Lowe's. But there'll be a concert on Saturday night of the festival with John Batiste, who is a New Orleans artist that is widely recognized, and it'll be a lot of fun to be there at his event. But all that information and the park rules are on the Jazz Festival website as well. Information about our sponsors, we really want you to click through to them and be supportive of what they do, because without the sponsorship for the festival, there'd be no festival, because remember, it's free.
Sounds like a good time will be had by all. Camille Love, thank you so much.
Thank you, as always, for giving us an opportunity to talk about the Atlanta Jazz Festival.
Do you know what Aerotropolis means? We'll tell you about it. And get ready for your ride on the Atlanta streetcar. Back in a moment.
ATL 26, forward together. Channel 26 brings the city of Atlanta home to you. Atlanta city leaders want to move the city forward together with you. The goal? To engage and empower citizens through service. From City Hall to the neighborhoods that make Atlanta unique, ATL 26 keeps you connected to your government and community. And we go global. As Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport takes you around the world, ATL 26, forward together.
The results are in, and Atlanta is still the world's busiest airport. For the 16th year in a row, the Airport Council International says Hartsfield-Jackson had more passengers than any other airport around the globe. Over 94 million travelers passed through Atlanta in 2013, with more than 900,000 takeoffs and landings. And there was also a 4.1% increase in international passenger traffic at Hartsfield-Jackson last year. A 2-year series of meetings between business and political leaders in the region resulted in the Atlanta Aerotropolis Alliance. The group will work to enhance the Atlanta region's economic influence centered on Hartsfield-Jackson. A University of North Carolina professor coined the term Aerotropolis to describe urban areas that develop around an airport to connect employees, suppliers, and goods. The alliance is represented by many entities, including Invest Atlanta, Delta Airlines, and Porsche, which is working to open its North American headquarters near the airport. Hartsfield-Jackson is a global logistics hub, and air cargo plays a major role in its growth. That's why airport officials host the annual Appreciation Day and Expo.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause.
Interim General Manager Miguel Southwell thanked the cargo community for their continued support and commitment to the City of Atlanta. Awards were handed out for Freight Forwarder and Trucking Company of the Year, All Cargo Airline of the Year, and Passenger Airline of the Year.
Now, we do have a reasonable amount of cargo coming into Atlanta, but if we were to double that cargo, for example, we would create tens of thousands of more jobs, and that is why we're focusing on cargo.
Also during the Appreciation Day and Expo, airport officials announced Emirates Sky Cargo has service to Atlanta. Emirates will operate a Boeing 777 freighter flight weekly between Atlanta and Dubai. The new service is expected to have up to $6 million in annual economic impact on Metro Atlanta. The last concrete pour for the Atlanta streetcar was at the intersection of Peachtree Street and Auburn Avenue. This pour completes the 2.7-mile route's roadway surface. The first of the new streetcars arrived in February. Service is scheduled to start this summer. It's time to register kids for camp. The city's Camp Best Friends program benefits more than 2,500 youth and teens every summer and has served families in Atlanta for 30 years. There will be traditional day camps, specialty camps, teen camps, and freedom schools. The 2014 summer session runs through June 2nd to July 25th, Monday through Friday. Log on to the city's website, atlantanga.gov, to register or for more information. APD's Police Athletic League held a tennis camp for Atlanta youngsters. 911 dispatcher Clayton Saunders hosted the event. Saunders is the department's longest-serving civilian employee and is a tennis enthusiast.
Actually, you have to be in shape more to play tennis than you have to play basketball or football, because it's just you out there against that opponent. So, but you definitely have to be in shape, and tennis will get you into shape.
HAL provides a safe place for underserved kids who are mentored by Atlanta's finest. The program offers a host of activities, including the Mayor's Cup boxing tournament held every November. Several APD officers and over 200 APS students spent spring break playing basketball. The first ever Larry Bacon Basketball Bash was held at 2 area schools. We caught up with this group at Mays High. The bash featured a week of free basketball and cheerleading camps. It was sponsored by APD's School Detective Section in an effort to build relationships with the students and to give them something to do during the break.
The big payoff from this is they're seeing the police officers in a much different light. They put them together for a team, and they're working with them to show them, something positive, and it builds that relationship with the officer. The payoff will be what they take back to the school now in building that trust with those officers.
The event was named after deceased APD investigator Larry Bacon, who devoted much of his career serving as a school resource officer. You name it, the auto show has it. We'll take a look at some brand new shiny automobiles. And it's a special delivery to area seniors as the city sponsors Meals on Wheels. That's next.
ATL 26, forward together.
If you haven't noticed, construction for the new Falcon Stadium is underway, and that means beneficial amenities for that area. We caught up with a slew of volunteers from the Arthur Blank Foundation who are leaving their mark in the English Avenue neighborhood.
It's early morning, and this crew of volunteers has been up for hours. These novice landscapers are employees of the Atlanta Falcons organization and the Arthur Blank Family Foundation. They're on a mission to clear and refurbish green space located on Lindsay Street that will soon serve as the first ever park in the English Avenue neighborhood.
It shocked me when they first told me that. I said, well, that can't be correct. There's got to be one. It's not, but there really is not.
Falcons owner Arthur Blank was on hand to witness his corporate team rising up.
As we do every day, trying to make a difference in people's lives, and one of our core values is giving back to the community. And I believe, environmentally, conservation-wise, but people come together the best when they're kind of outdoors and they have a sense of nature and a sense of being together, young and old, and a diverse mix of folks.
I'm a grunt at heart, and that's why I'm here. Let's walk this way.
Atlanta Falcons general manager Thomas Dimitrov took time out of his busy schedule to get his hands dirty for a great cause.
In the end, it's not about being busy. It's about stepping out and reaching out and helping people, helping communities to provide a little bit of a an environmental enclave for people to come here and just chill.
These are our neighbors, and we want to be involved in their lives as they want to be involved in the stadium. So it represents our key value really is making a difference and giving back.
The Blank Foundation will continue the work in the Lindsay Street area. The plan calls for job skills training and an environmental education program at the park site. The mayor's mother, Sylvia Reed, along with the Office of Constituent Services, took to the streets to deliver meals to homebound seniors as part of a month-long national March for Meals campaign.
Good morning. How are you? I'm Sylvia Reed, the mayor's mother.
You don't mind giving me a little sugar, do
Bringing you a meal for today.
Appreciate it.
And I hope you enjoy it.
I will.
And you have a wonderful day.
And same to you.
Meals on Wheels. It's just a great volunteer opportunity for those of us who are fortunate enough to be able to do the things that we do.
March for Meals is an initiative sponsored by the Meals on Wheels Association of America to raise awareness of senior hunger and to encourage action on the part of local communities.
Take a sneak peek over here at our brand new Z28. We've also got that brand new Colorado. Those are both pre-production models.
Car enthusiasts got their engines revved at the Atlanta International Auto Show. For 5 days, folks checked out a number of cars, trucks, SUVs, and concept cars like this one from Kia. The car maker has a manufacturing plant in Georgia and has seen a rise in sales since opening the West Point facility.
So we're always going to be competitive, and we're always going to be high quality. So that's our slogan, which is still the power to surprise. We like to think that's the reason people would buy our cars. They come and test drive it, and they're surprised at the quality and the value that the car presents.
And tapping into the spirit of local film and TV production in Georgia, the auto show featured this Hyundai Elantra Coupe zombie survival machine. Standard features include a front-end zombie plow with spikes and a CB radio. The roof hatch for quick escapes is optional. Thank you for watching City Talk. I'm Thermice Bevelle.